A very popular 1960s rock band goes into turmoil.
Hey guys, Kenny here. Stay cool and relax to the movies.
Eddie and the Cruisers. This is a 1983 musical drama film, and it's told in two different storylines. One in flashbacks when there's this lead singer, Eddie Wilson, who is alive, and he forms this band, and at first they do cover songs, and then when they decide to record their own material and put out their first album, it becomes a mega hit. And then I think Eddie's ego starts really getting in the way, and then he starts really wanting the band to be great, when the band is really just normal people from Jersey. That's really what the whole flashbacks are about. And then he's also conflicted with the second album that they had done, and it wasn't released by their then record company, Satin Records. And then the main storyline is by they're starring what's his name, Tom Berenger, who plays Frank Bailey, and then he's interviewed by this lady played by Ellen Barkin, and she asks him about the band and what his involvement was and how their real lives were like with the band and what his experience was like. And she's trying to figure out why Eddie is assumed to be dead and what happened to the second album that is disappeared. And that's really what it's all about, that part. And there's this what's his name, music producer played by Joe Pantoliano, who is also really troubled at this point in his life, and he starts also to want to try and maybe quit the business or end his own life. He's really not happy in his own life, and he knows that he did a lot of wrong things back in the 60s, early 60s, with the Eddie and the Cruisers band. And that's really what this whole film is about, trying to figure out what happened to Eddie and why he is presumed dead, and what happened to the second album. And because it's disappeared from the vault of Satin Records. And that's really what it's all about. The acting from everyone really is phenomenal. I loved every person in it. Like Michael, what's his name? Michael Perry, who's playing Eddie Wilson, and Tom Berenger, who plays Frank. Ellen Barkin, who plays the news reporter, and Joe Pantoliano, who's the music producer. And then there's Sal, I forget his last name. He was a close friend of Eddie's, and it was also about them and their relationship and how strained it became later on in the band. So that's really what this is about. I really liked the stories, and all. The music is also amazing. The acting and the music are the two best things in this. And if there's anything I didn't like, sometimes the stories, it didn't sometimes feel like they added up very well, and what one had to do with the other sometimes. But then there are times when it did mesh together well, so I understood what was going on. And yeah, that's really all I didn't like about it. And it is a really good film, the first one, and I highly recommend it. And also, if you haven't already, click subscribe up here on my channel or down here if you're watching the video by itself. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. So I give this film a 4 out of 5 stars, so stay cool and go out to the movies. Bye.